Just 50 miles up country from Walthamstow are the kennels of Paul Sallis. Paul's a young trainer who's sending out plenty of winners from a new setup near Leighton Buzzard.
I've been up here a couple of years now. Peter Bates, the owner, he gave me the opportunity, bought the place, and he's been a great backer for me here. He's bought some nice dogs, and it's given me a good start. And a couple of owners have come up from Brighton way and put a few dogs with me, and I've collected a few owners up this way. So, and I've got a nice bunch of owners. They're good people, very supportive, and they know we're enthusiastic and where we're trying to go. So, they're right behind us all.
Paul's partner and assistant trainer is Esther Driver, a former BGRB Kennel Hand of the Year, who, like Paul, used to be based down at Brighton. The Sallis team is completed by another South Coast exile, Emma Old, and a trainer of the future here in the shape of young Henry, Paul and Esther's son. It's a top team with some cracking dogs and was kick-started by the open race efforts of Driving Up Rob, seen here racing from track 2 and leading in a heat of the Birmingham Cup. He also reached the Eclipse final at Nottingham for Sallis.
Yeah, Driving Up Rob was our flagship from the beginning. We bought him. We didn't pay a lot of money for him. He won his first 2 races at Nottingham in unraced puppy stakes up there. He ran well. We thought, we got a tidy dog here. We've had a lot of fun with him. He's been brilliant. He'll run through a brick wall for you. You know what you get with the dog. He's a fantastic little dog. If he gets his box, if he gets on the bunny, I've never seen a dog go past him yet when he's led. He's beaten all. Droopy Shearer was probably his biggest scalp at Nottingham in the Eclipse semi-final. It's probably that's probably his best race. He's won a lot of races for us.
The kennel's current flag bearer is Driving Up Bubba, who was particularly unlucky in the Stowe final.
Nice puppy, absolute bang railer, as you've probably seen on the telly. He's been unfortunate. He's had what was called a couple of middle runners inside him. To be fair, he was absolutely desperate in the Walthamstow puppy final last week, which was obviously disappointing for us. But we got him home in one piece anyway. It was quite nasty. The dog jumped over the back of him, but yeah, he's in one piece. So we're thankful for that, but he's come on a bundle. He won an open at round Milton Keynes. He'd done a good time. He's a fair dog. I'm quite excited about him. He could, if he goes the right way, he could be our derby dog for next year. So we'll probably run him at Romford, and then lay him off through the winter, and then bring him back, give him a few runs around Wimbledon, see how he handles that. We're going to look after him, and give him a good shot at something next year. But he's a lovely looking dog and strong. You never know. He might even stay a little bit further later on. He could be a nice dog for somewhere like Hove or something. Later on. So, obviously looking at his back straight pace, it's awesome. Really, he took lengths out of good dogs at Walthamstow when he finally got clear. But we're excited about him.
So maybe the first dog to do the Arc Derby double then.
Absolutely. Why not? Why not?
2005 started well for Sallis, with Driving Up Rob winning races and Stormy Bill also impressing judges. He's chasing home Ballymac Perez here during the Ladbroke Midland Puppy Derby at Monmouth and kept Sallis very busy on the open race scene.
Yeah, I love open racing. It's really what I'd love to do. Just do open racing really. But I do get a thrill from that. It's good. We've had over 40 open race winners this year. We lost Stormy Bill, which was a big blow for the kennel. Obviously, he would have racked up a few wins for us, and obviously having Rob out for the start of the year, we've done well with what we've got. We won plenty of races, and most importantly, kept all the owners happy, which is the main thing. They pay our wages. So.
Because of your long history in the sport, there must be some open races where you're up against your old governors.
Yeah. I've run. We've had a few run against Wayne Wrighting and obviously Brian Clementson we've ran against before. But we don't think about that. Obviously we want to win. I don't think about who trains them and that. And we turned Charlie Lister over a couple of times, bless him. But yeah, Charlie's been great for us as well. He's been, he's always there for advice and that. And have to pick up the phone. He's a lovely fella. So it's nice to have him on board as well, you know, if ever I need to chat to someone.
Sallis and his team put in the hard work required to keep a range of graded and open class racing dogs, but some cracking facilities at the kennels play their part, including this uphill gallop which Team Sallis are trained on. Having the facilities is one thing, the raw materials quite another. Other Sallis runners to keep an eye on are the four-bend runner Driving Up, who used to be known as Ted's Guest, the new kid on the marathon block, Gunner Black, plus two up-and-coming youngsters Driving Up West, and Keljo's Blondie, who might just have a tilt at the Maidens Derby at the Racing Post Festival at Walthamstow. They are looked after from dawn to dusk and beyond. Any trainer will tell you how important routine is, and a happy kennel produces results. So if 2005 has been a good year for Sallis, chances are that 2006 will also be. What events would he pinpoint next year?
Well, the breeder's produce, obviously be a race we'd like to win, you know, obviously because we do our own pups here. One of my pups I actually own, I've actually picked a good one for once. He looks like he's going to be a nice dog, so I'll be quite hopeful for him for next year for produce stakes.
You going to tell us his name?
His name's Keljo Defoe, but to be fair, the others are not far behind him either, so it could be a good litter, to be honest. I could go up there, like, you know, with 6 or 7, so it'd be nice, but there's not a lot between all of them, but he looks the classy one out of the litter.
Sallis recently switched from Milton Keynes to Coventry and is very happy there. Coventry aside, what other tracks does he look forward to visiting?
Walthamstow's been nice lately anyway. We've been successful at so I think Driving Up Rob's won at about 10 different tracks, so he's been as I said before, he's been a good dog for us. But yeah, we go all over really, you know, we win and lose at all tracks really, so but yeah, I obviously like Hove coming from down that way. That's my home track. That's a lovely track. You know, so it'd be nice to go down there and win one of their competitions one day. That'd be nice for me personally, so hopefully one day.